Are you experiencing right-sided neck pain, maybe right shoulder pain, sciatica, and you keep going through all of the treatments without any relief? And maybe you're even experiencing some frustration or anger on an ongoing basis, or you're experiencing skin issues or digestive issues. Well, today we're going to talk about the liver's connection to all of this and how if you're experiencing these musculoskeletal issues, you may need to look a little deeper, literally. Hi, my name is Dr. Ariane Missimer. I'm a functional medicine practitioner, doctor of physical therapy, registered dietitian, and owner of the Move and Paradigm Integrative Health Center. And I'm super excited to make this connection for you because oftentimes we are looking at the source of the pain. So if the shoulder hurts, we're looking at the shoulder, but we have to know that that is never the true source of the pain. And ultimately, we really want to get to the underlying root cause of it. The liver is an amazing organ. It helps to detoxify our blood. It helps to metabolize nutrients. It produces bile. It is something that is extremely important in our overall health. However, with the liver, so many things can go wrong and so many people have issues with their liver. That can be partially due to genetic variants and how we're able to detoxify. That can be because of all of the toxic exposure we have. That can be because of inflammatory diets. That could be because of chronic stress. And when we have our organs, we also have this emotional connection to our organs. And in the case of the liver, it's often associated with anger and frustration. So as I mentioned, if you're going around and you're just constantly feeling a little bit in that fight-flight state, constantly frustrated, constantly angry, then this may be a sign that something is happening with the liver. Now, our main focus today is to talk about the musculoskeletal connection to the liver. And there are so many. Today, we're going to focus primarily on the right neck and right shoulder, but please know that it could be the thoracic spine, specifically to the right side. It could be right-sided or left-sided sciatica. So there's so many other connections, and there's all these fascial connections from the liver, from the ligaments, and how the liver is even connected to the diaphragm. So it's really amazing how the liver can oftentimes be the root cause of some of these common musculoskeletal issues that we're just trying to look at where the actual problem is. And that's never really where the source is. So let's first start with an assessment. So what I'd love for you to do, if you don't have any pain right now, that's okay. Maybe you can just see if there's any restrictions or mobility issues. So first, I'd love for you to turn your head all the way to the right, okay? And just kind of see what that feels like. Turn all the way to the left, side bend your head to the right, side bend your head to the left. Even bring your chin down to your collarbone here, and just see if there's any restrictions. So for me, I feel like it's a little tight when I turn to the right here. No pain, but just a little bit tight. So especially if you have pain, I'd really encourage you to do this. So you're going to take your hand, your left hand, and you're going to place it right over the liver here. Okay, so the liver actually spans all the way over here to the midclavicular line, but we're just going to come on this outside here, take like a big palm, okay? You're going to put a little bit of input into the liver, okay? And that means, of course, through the rib cage. The rib cage is there. So when you do that, you're going to press in, and then I'm going to turn my head to the right, and already I have way more motion and it's a way freer motion, okay? So what you're assessing is, does it change your range of motion? Does it change your pain, okay? You can also test your shoulder. So I'm going to test my shoulder without any input to the liver. So I'm just going to bring my arm all the way up. I feel like, yeah, it's a little bit tight there. Okay, so now I'm going to input into the liver. Let's see if it changes. It may or may not. And it does, right? So now I can go back a little bit farther and it's definitely a freer motion. Okay, so what that tells me is that the liver is having some input on my musculoskeletal system as it relates to maybe some of this fascial restriction, okay? Or even joint restrictions. So what we're going to talk about now is how can you potentially address that? All right, so number one is we're going to cross the arms over the chest. You can do either hand on either side. We're going to do both sides. So from here, you can just place one hand on your shoulder, on each shoulder here. You're going to take your breath in as you rotate to one side. So I'm going to go to my right. I'm going to take a breath in. Just go to where it feels comfortable. We're not trying to push it. And hold that for a moment and exhale. and then slowly come back to center. So I'm going to inhale as I go to my left, and I'm going to exhale. So as we inhale, we're creating that nice expansion in the rib cage. So you should feel a little bit of that fascial stretch. Exhale. Good. I'm just going to do one more on the other side for now. And good. Okay, now we're going to do an alternating motion with the arms. So I'm going to take a breath in as I reach up and reach down with the other arm. I'm going to switch sides. Breath in. Reach. Breath in. Reach. We'll do a couple more. Good. And the last one is liver motility. So for motility, we want to think about each organ has its own inspire and expire. Think of the diaphragm. When we breathe, we are breathing in, we're creating this nice pressure that's building up in the abdomen. As we exhale, we're decreasing that pressure. And so we want to think about each organ has its own motion, its own 3D motion. And so for the liver particularly, we're going to think about optimizing that motility, which is very, very gentle practice, 45 seconds to a minute. To perform liver motility, we're going to follow the inspire and expire of this 3D motion of going out, up, and back, and then down, front, and in. So giving yourself the opportunity to tune in to the liver's natural 3D inspire and expire. So we're coming back, up and out, and then down, front, and in. Guiding this motion for approximately 1 minute or more, really tuning into the organ itself. So now that you've finished all your exercises, please recheck. So I'm going to turn to my right, and wow, it feels extremely free here. And I'm going to bring my shoulder up, and same thing, extremely free. So really easy way to begin to not only look at the root cause of why you might be having that neck or shoulder pain, but also really give some attention to your liver and understanding and appreciating the emotional connection. So really beginning to focus on not only the physical aspect that we just did, but the emotional aspect to learning how to incorporate nervous system regulation. So please check out all of our videos on that. We have lots, vagus nerve, somatic practices. And the last thing is just to support healthy detoxification. So trying to really improve your diet, check out our lymph video to incorporate lymph drainage. Really begin to think about how we're treating one of the most important detoxification organs in our body. And hopefully you can really begin to optimize your health. So if this was helpful, give it a like, give it a share, and of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly tips on mindset, nutrition, movement. Our goal is to help you heal, transform, and thrive. So feel free to reach out for a discovery session, but you can also check us out on the Movement Paradigm app. We have an amazing community. It's accessible, whole body health for everyone. Look forward to seeing you soon.